the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Aka emreketua bi na osonoko eshi rado amanyoko no delegate esia hene ne etua hene akoto aba nipa obelidi party no ewo dia 2028 general election. All the 5 presidential aspirants na obi asefata say olidi party na nemom delegate no ene be decide say hwan ano mo ni mujide say so moto abama na 2028 general election nyame adom na yeda so temkwama obetimi agitumi no every NDC amanyoko nsem ama NPP amanyoko no na se 2023 abra NPP amanyoko no koye omo promise eto aba okanifo ana pania olidi party no election 2024 Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe as running mate. Na promise eba so nyame adoma 31 January 2026 na Nsem-Pii na ebi edit to that say NAPO enfa campaign emetu dwa na onye campaign ema Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na ebi kra kan say NAPO betray Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ana wasweche camp every Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia eko other camp. Nene minimo ka say Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe ni Facebook page ana in social media platform video kakra bi aba beto busia mebo video no 30 seconds na monso mahwebi na Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe encourage NPP delegate no say nyame adoma 31 January 2026 promise eba no omoko akoto abana omonto abama number 3 Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia no de nsem ni die ntia o say NPP delegate no esa to aba ana emma Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia second chance nyame adoma 31 January 2026 yanje bre yentie anane hwe video no abra Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe ekohia NPP delegate no bi no de Nsem-Pii na etudwa efa Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia any boss
mom die osade NAPO ekwa ofa Dr. Bawumia side NAPO kwa
ebe ha dweno ho
ene obasan reporto
so ebia JDM no hu drink na ma Dr. Bawumia entimi anwe ne no ntisabira wo sori akoyedie ebia ne mu agu ama
ofomuso NAPO kasanyo
no dia no so tie wo dia what's right
ofomuso tu fo kra tu ni fui anyone
the what can
you same our campaign
we should learn to serve and serve loyally and very committed and dedicated. It is in the service that we earn our promotion. Every day, I was fortunate to be elected, to be selected, to be approved as a running mate for Dr. Alhaji. So far, as Dr. Bawumia will protect and answer, I was supported.
Ofa.
Yes.
Asemi wodi ni. Sene na pani abira wo ya campaign dia no wo hwa ni mu se besa de na ya abedi akire. Doctor sade na popa wo besa we. Wo fa dia no kra ya no kra. Just pan fo na kasa wo akire. Sene po wo fa.
Body na po ya.
Wo fa. Asema mi kan ya no kra. Just o mu man pan fo na domo ne na po kasa se na po. We dia mi ampa abedi akire foforo. Na wo tira akire. Because campaign wo ya dia ma Dr. Bawumia na die. Se doctors wo am friend se ne vice a enso ba yido was afa na service obesi ya remo me asana buno
me politics are me no anybody who knows me knows that I do decent politics. I make my arguments forcefully, but I do decent politics. Me kwa fidie so and a journalist ebusa me say we are no more one or more quack in say or more candidates a be numa now candidate dear sabi theory in kwa and away me gidi say what is answer me the other side say Bawumia de or theory nothing practical. So so I know who enkomodie na journalist na obusa me na ma Bawumia danso and I na me make argument say we don't just need a leader because we need a leader, and we don't need a president because we need a president, but we need somebody who has foresight, who has vision, a president who can usher in a modern Ghana, leveraging the fourth industrial revolution to build a new Ghana. And nunti na yura mamuda nti komodie no no na ekoba se yes obi a business obi a say na make us look if I say utie asema me kan na me say obi a cold store na obi a hotel, it's not a bad thing. Emphasis on it's not a bad thing. Me say Ay3de. So to say Ghana is not a cold store or a convenience store or a hotel, no, was not to jab them. Was to say Ay3de, but you cannot say and no enough to say and mean to be mayor than Omampenyi. I did not discredit the effort of anybody. I did not discredit the effort of Yera Kennedy Japan. I did not discredit the effort of Yera Brian Champon. Neither did I discredit the effort of other business owners. Masamu American says so be a business say a cold store, say a hotel, say a convenience shop, Ay3de. But it's not enough. So be those things are on my own penny.
Why is it not enough?
It's not enough because the argument is that Ghana is a multifaceted enterprise that must be built on pragmatic ideas and ever evolving innovative solutions. That was the argument I made. So Ghana no enyese ebia obi any shoe store being quarantine is enough. So far Lee Kuan Yew no any business owner. Ufa Kwame Nkrumah, in fact, Yera Kennedy Japan say the role model and the Kwame Nkrumah. Or MPP ni, but see the role model any CPP ni. CPP ni now any role model no, but build a business. So even if you are Yera Kennedy and Kasa argument, he has even proven say you don't have to be a businessman to be a successful president.
But looking at the complexities of the modern world, and the fact that the biggest challenge we face as a country is unemployment. If you have somebody who wants to become president or hands-on, he's been in the practice of creating jobs, employing people. That will be a master stroke for us.
That is not enough. That's the argument I made. And anything I make will say. A nation is a multifaceted enterprise built on pragmatic ideas and ever-evolving innovative solutions. When South Korea was developing, the president then, Park, was not a businessman, but he knew how to bring or create the right environment for the Chabos to build the Samsung, to build the cars that you are using today. When Sh0cks building the modern China, no, Sh0cks himself is not a businessman. So the point I am making is if you are a businessman, no problem. But obviously I a businessman, obviously a non-businessman, but can equally create jobs or more. So for example, China first, a day, a factory, a shoe factory can do 5,000 shoes a day, and then you can find a shoe factory in China bet me 50,000 shoes an hour. That was built on pragmatic and innovative solutions. So the argument I was making is that Ghana bedi here, ye candinia obetumi leverage the fourth industrial revolution to create a modern Ghana for us. And that modern Ghana may not necessarily be say ankran be a business, but she say ben na wudi gu akwan ho a e dey san beba. So there is also the argument say obi a strong. Do you need a strong person? But the argument is, do you necessarily need a strong person, or do you need strong systems? Me metina America for about 25 years now. Ade ba kwa me hu ye ne say the amount America bounce e free Ghana ho enye individuals o systems. Enye individuals systems. It is even somebody who relatively calm. When Bill Clinton the America being surplus or surplus, you know, Bill Clinton is not argued to be a hard-boiled person, very soft and very calm, but he was able to build a nation and left a surplus. And the Ghana here is a personal obetimi leverage the fourth industrial revolution to build a modern state. That is what I spoke about. There is a lady here or some interesting statistics. Also from 1916 to 1982, the world over billionaires are no we are seeing now 13. But from 1982 to current, billionaires we are seeing 3,000. You see the difference? 13 to 3,000. And you busa say, what is the difference? What caused that? The answer was technology. Then the second argument, when you take the current modern states, especially emerging countries and modern and advanced states, for China, for Malaysia, for Singapore, for Vietnam, all these countries, no, who say a DNA dance between China and Ghana, between Malaysia and Ghana. One thing stands out: technology. It's America crown has to wake up because of how China the technology is sign. So the argument I was building was that it is okay if somebody has opened a business, but so when you can leverage the fourth industrial revolution, you can leapfrog and build a modern state faster and quicker and create modern jobs for the youth. That is the argument I was making. I never denigrated anybody. I never insulted anybody. And I have every right to make that argument. To make that argument is not to demean or undermine anybody, and I didn't do so. Now, they are interesting, they say. Miliana was saying this, I didn't know. Or no, Emrechi, no, near Abranti, Binam, Abranti, and your friend Kwesikwati. On the Kasama Iraken. Now, no, make sure I did be to me war. As I make sure to me war, when they say 2028 abana ye kotono. Sa abana ye kotono. Gen Zs, millennials, and Gen Alpha, and a koto abama ye. Sanko for no moon for whole time I would tell party 1992 when I know Obi Wuti hey Ukotuaba 2024. Did you take your decision on who was there in 1992 when MPP was being formed, or you took your decision on your current state and your current affairs, or who you think can transform the country? So we nipa 100 a 99 would take a decision based on their current state and their future. And let me make you that argument.
Elections are actually always about the future.
Exactly. So I say, MPP cannot focus on who was there in 1992. In fact, it doesn't even come in. Because then Kwesi Kwarteng responded. Ultimately, the response is say the Gen Zs will not rely on a person who spewed lies and a person who was an economic failure. So the response was that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a liar and a failure. That's Kwesi.
That's the inference you make. They say he was referring to Dr. Bawumia.
No,
that response.
He actually was talking about Dr. Bawumia. That's not an issue in dispute. He was talking about Dr. Bawumia.
But he didn't mention him.
Oh, I can find the quote and read it too as we are speaking. I'll find it and read it.
I've read that thing, and that's why I said that he didn't mention his name.
Oh, Obi, but
you are inferring.
No, it's not about inference.
Because of the thread, no, it didn't not all refer.
It's not about inference. It's not about inference. It cannot be, because the point is that you are competition.
Sure.
So he couldn't be talking about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Neither could he be talking about President Mahama. It was only one person he was talking about, and that was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And when you go under the comment, it was obvious that is not an issue even he would dispute.
Okay.
As simple.
Okay. Say, Dr. Bawumia was.
I say, you may be right, except to say those millennials and Gen Zs weren't clueless kids. They were old enough to see through the economic failures and lies over the last 8 years. Last year, they knew exactly what they were doing when they rejected the candidate you couldn't trust. They couldn't trust. So it is clear who he was talking about.
Okay, so the second paragraph about last year, no, gives him a.
And he mentioned the candidate they rejected. Yes.
And America said that second paragraph gives him a.
Precisely.
So I end with first paragraph now about the lies and economic failure. That can be an attack on the entire government and not one person.
Fair enough.
The second paragraph,
even though it's debatable, the second paragraph gives it clear that he was talking about Bawumia, and I made sure a subsequent argument made it clear he was talking about Bawumia. So he's saying that Bawumia is a failure and a liar. And then the same Kwesi. Let me read another thing he said today, just today. Yewura Mahmoud Bawumia ekodi nkomo ena na wo ka se yes wo ye foreigner ena wo se onye foreigner nti no ma history of the party ena wo ka se ono ne papa ene SD Dombo ene ye adwuma wo kan United Party, the Northern People's Party. We are now all can say yen kan ehumum because party no ye free manfra ena ye nyina ya ba behia ene ya ye baako. Metro TV for post here. Metro TV post here no. This is what Kwesi wrote under it. Under Metro TV post no. There is no greater form of bigotry than that of one who exploits every situation to play the victim. He is nothing short of a bigotry entrepreneur, trading in the currency of tribal blackmail. Or say, Mahmoud Bawumia is a tribal bigot, and he trades in the currency of tribal blackmail.
That is what he thinks. What is wrong with that?
Fair enough. What is wrong with it is that Nima someone me kokan ya men didi atem me making argument no. They are creating the impression say Nimi didi atem. Last week there was an onslaught to say Bawumia ma abonye mpacho na abonye kasanye. But who are Kasama Kennedy no? Utimi hwe Yewura Mahmoud Bawumia no friend a liar and a failure. Utimi hwe na nim ka kire ne say oye tribal bigot. And he engages in tribal blackmail. O candidate Afro Etufo. Miliana and Nanopa o send me some message no utie. Last week our trust had you never sent it to me. But you were with him when you went to visit Akufo-Addo. You were with him. So the point I am making is Obi, unko so no wie na wo ma me play victim ye wo kroma na panyia oye member of parliament in our party ebie na no kan say ye Ramamud Bawumia a foreigner oye hoho en waba party nim na say ye si efie akonya to a asempa na hoho ye be ma wakonya ni bi mpo a ye ma obrempon akonya. But the opinion we free and say MPP and our political parties and if you political parties